I said it once, and I'll say it again. Stay classy, Philadelphia.
Yikes.
I said it before, Doc. I know I said it
Well,
during this show many a
you did.
times.
You did. You did.
Who throws a ball on the court? Really?
Johnny, I didn't look at the report. Once I saw it, I didn't look at it. Can you tell me what kind of ball was actually
It
thrown?
was a small little, if you have like a little indoor court that you put on top
Okay.
of your door,
Oh, like the one I thought I was getting.
the one that you told me not to do because your wife was going to get mad at me and give me a technical. Yes.
And that's exactly what I was advised what would happen.
And how apropos that you had me go from one extreme to another extreme.
Ah, that's debatable, but debate amongst friends. Tuesday, November 9th. Doc Leeson here, the podcasting beast with the Professor John Guy, the game on G, the Troll Masters, Day Night Lives, and the cock of his own fate. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Terminator. Professor Omega. That's right, the cleaner.
I am not from Philadelphia, folks, but I am the best podcasting machine.
I mean, it's always sunny there,
Type
though,
machine. Absolutely not. How dare you spread such lies? The show is great. I can't deny it. The show is amazing. But don't spread those lies. Not to the people. But I am the wise man for your reigning, defending, undisputed podcasting champion of the world, our tribal chief, the head of our table, Doc Edel. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I can't even complain. I'm just.
He said it's always sunny in Philadelphia. Can't believe he said that garbage.
Who played this garbage?
I don't even know that. You better stop that before we start getting into a Last Dragon quote off. Let's get into some news.
I mean, let's stick with basketball really quickly before we jump into the football. But so you had Philadelphia, you had the fan throwing the ball at Kemba Walker.
No, it wasn't at Kemba. It was on the floor.
They said it was at Kemba.
It was close to hitting Kemba in the head, but it wasn't thrown. Trust me, if they wanted to throw something at a player on the court, it wouldn't have bounced before it went towards him. Okay.
They said it. That's why. I mean, you know how writers are, though. I mean, they were like,
of course, they like to indulge in their creativity, but it wasn't like they was trying to beam him in the freaking forehead or the temple with a little small plastic basketball. No.
That's what I got from it.
No.
I didn't even know what kind of ball it was.
That's not what happened at all.
I was thinking about the wrestling, beach ball.
No,
I was like,
but that is what we've been talking about with the NBA coverage, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
They just go so far and beyond in their description on what happened. They exaggerate way too much that it leads the people who didn't actually watch it to believe, oh, they're trying to injure a player.
Right. Now, the one I will say here that wasn't an exaggeration and could have potentially hurt or injured a player. We had Denver versus Miami last night, and Nikola Jokic, for the second time that I've been able to watch a game and really see him in action when it's just him by himself, lose his cool, pushing, I think it was Markieff Morris.
Yes.
Markieff Morris in the back after an intentional foul. I mean, it was. I didn't think it was. I didn't think Morris did anything too bad, but obviously Joker took offense to it, and I mean, he shoved the crap out of him.
First of all, I think Doc needs to stop watching Denver Nuggets game because apparently that has now become a trend.
He pushed the crap out of him. I mean, obviously it was the fourth quarter. The game
I
was,
mean, it was tension flaring up. Like, honestly, this would have been acceptable 5 years ago.
it pushed the crap out of him.
It would have been acceptable 5 years ago.
The whiplash was nuts. I was just like, wow. But yes, it would have been accepted 5 years ago. I agree. I think it could just be a frustrating part because you think about everybody's trying to draw all these fouls that they used to get and they're not getting them. So now you think you're getting hacked and the refs aren't calling it. So what do? You do something drastic to make them call something.
Oh, speaking of acting
Mm-hmm.
out when getting a foul call, James Harden finally had a foul call for him, and he put his hands up in the sky in grand jubilation.
I mean, that's what happens.
Like the prodigal child has returned home to save us.
So I'll say this. James Harden has led the league in free throws for the last 5 years, I believe it is.
Yep.
And it's one of those situations where a majority of his moves, which normally in the summertime he does kind of reinvent his offensive strategy. Like I give him a lot of credit. He does do a lot of work in the off season.
Of course, he's a
Work on his
professional
craft.
basketball player.
No, we're not giving everybody credit. We're giving James Harden credit right now. There are some people who work hard in their craft. I'll say this. I was watching The Shop yesterday with LeBron, and LeBron said the same thing. He was like, when I was coming in the league, there was, nobody was really doing any Euro steps and things like that. Maybe one
No.
person,
Well, I mean, that was Manu.
Right. But now it's like, it's step back city.
Well, that's because
Euro,
they
Euro,
didn't know that it wasn't a travel. Because
right.
if you try to do that in the park, they're going to call it travel. If you tell them that it's not a travel, it turns into a fist fight, and then somehow, some way, someone goes to their trunk and everyone scatters.
Going to my gun. Going to get my gun. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Going to the car. Get my other gun. Bust the cap in everybody's ass. That's White Man Can't Jump, just in case anybody didn't know.
Hopefully they know.
Yeah, I hope so too. But yeah, that's how far we are. Did the Knicks win at least?
Yes, that's why that was the story instead of the Knicks winning. That's what I was talking about, Doc. When the Knicks have a small little streak, people start saying that they're back and all this other stuff. When they don't talk about the Knicks at all, we play so well.
Like I said, I mean, the Knicks are a good team. I think getting Kemba and Derrick Rose together is going to be special in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I think. Yeah, I just got to gel it. I think right now,
if we can make it in the playoffs, it's way too soon to make anything sort of making that determination.
I think they're going to gel and make it.
We're what, a month into the season?
Yeah, but they've come a long way from where they
were. Nah, we're a month in the season. I'm not talking about playoffs at all.
They're making the playoffs. They're gonna make it they're gonna make at least somewhere between 4 and 8.
I will make a notation of Doc saying that the Knicks will be the 4th seed at the end of the season, and if they are,
what I just said.
If they are, Prof will give Doc $300.
Didn't say that. I want the people to know.
I've already written it down in the sticky note, so it's happening.
In the bottom 4, like they're gonna be like, 4 to 8 somewhere in there.
So 4 to 8.
Yeah, 4 to 8. They're not gonna make top 3. They're not gonna make top 3.
Okay, so Knicks not top 3 at end of season.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Okay.
But they
feel so salty.
Oh, they make number 3. Yeah, I would be pretty bad. I don't think so. You got Milwaukee, Chicago, and Miami. I just don't think the Knicks will have better records than them. And Brooklyn. I forgot about Brooklyn.
Everyone forgot about Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, outside
of Kyrie, that's why the only thing that people talk about from that is James Harden going.
Yeah. I think the Knicks will be
clear.
Yeah, I think the Knicks will be in the second half of that playoff. 4 to 8. I'll say 4 to 8. I think they'll have a better record.
I meant that he gave the Knicks like such a wide margin to make sure that he's right.
I mean, I was gonna say 5 to 8, but I want to
say 5 to 8.
No. 4 to 8 is good.
Say it with your chest, Doc.
I did 48. um, well, we had Monday Night Football yesterday, man. You chose the Bears. I chose the Steelers. Either way, we both were right because this game really. Because I'm gonna tell you, the end of that game, that kicker easily could have made that kick if they got two. We're talking about 2 yards.
Yep.
Uh, 2 yards. He was short. I'm not sure. I thought the Steelers should have
I
blew
mean,
him
by
away.
halftime, people were already writing off this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, this game is
Yeah.
over. Oh man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just wait.
Right. In my ladies' chat with the girls, well, yeah, I think we got one or two Steeler fans, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this game is over," and she was like, "Oh, I spoke too soon. Uh oh, uh
This is what
oh."
happens when you
She was like,
when you don't follow the proverb of God he won one.
"Right, striking the ball. Uh oh, my blood pressure's high. Right, my blood pressure's high. Oh my god, my nerves. Right. Oh, I got a headache. you know." But and then somebody said Super Bowl Ben is back. And I was like, what game are you watching?
What are you consuming, sir or madam?
We're not touching that one.
Because
Yeah.
that is furthest from the truth.
I mean, 21 for 30, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. I guess that's Super Bowl Ben.
Really?
Who-
Really?
ah.
Really?
I mostly was watching Najee Harris, 22 carries, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. He had some really good runs. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think they found that Le'Veon Bell replacement just yet. That's really
No.
hurt them.
I mean,
Najee
and
Harris,
but
although
but
he's a
but
good running
but
back,
my question to you is, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, is do they actually need that?
they need that. So the thing is, they haven't replaced Le'Veon. They haven't replaced Antonio Brown.
No.
They never even replaced an Emmanuel Sanders. um, so the problem is, like, you have James Washington, yes, who is really, really good, but they don't. He doesn't. He got the ball 3 times yesterday.
How many times was he
Um,
targeted though?
let's see. He was targeted. Well, he was targeted 3 times. He only had one reception.
Okay.
But then he had two of those little jet sweeps,
Yes.
which look good. They look good. I was like thinking about it
But
myself, like, oh, I might want to use that.
but you feel like that they should utilize him more in the offense though.
Oh my God, yeah, they should utilize him way more. James Washington should be used the same way the Patriots use James White. The Jameses should be used the same way.
I got what you're saying. I got the
Yeah,
reference too. That
yeah,
was pretty clever. I like that.
yeah. They should use it the same way. But Najee looks good. It's just I don't know if it's the Steelers' offensive line. They're just not making the push like they used to. But I also give credit to Justin Fields. I mean, Matt Nagy's getting fired. There's no
Yeah.
question about it. Yeah, there's no question about Matt Nagy's getting fired. Um, I think the
That's like
Bears,
asking whether or not the sky is blue.
yeah, even on a cloudy day, it'll be blue on that day. I will say this: what I saw from Justin Fields this game versus what I saw from him versus Tampa, I saw him not have a look of defeat because the Steelers were up in the beginning of this game, and
They
it
were up
easily could have just got
for
away from them.
they were literally up throughout 4 quarters.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about what 20. It was 20-6.
Yes.
So the Pittsburgh defense, which I know Pittsburgh fantasy owners were, the Pittsburgh defensive fans,
Pissed.
ooh, they
They
were
were
mad,
absolutely livid.
super mad. But the fact that the Steelers got a whole bunch of uh, fumbles and you had the interception. They just couldn't. I just feel like they weren't capitalizing. And that's credit to the Bears defense without Khalil Mack. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. But yeah, Cole met. with 6 catches for 87 yards. Allen Robinson had 4 catches for 68 yards. And he's a guy that wanted to get out of there. I saw Jimmy Graham was targeted a few times. I mean, really, Justin Fields kind of kept this game alive, both with his arm and his feet. The offensive coordinator did a good job trying to get the ball out of his hands, but I mean, I would have liked to see a little bit more. But if anybody feels like this Steelers team is beating some of these other
AFC
teams
teams? Absolutely not.
in the playoffs,
Absolutely not.
I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it.
They
Let's
can't custom. They can't cut the mustard. Period.
Yeah, I mean, we could look at let's see the Steelers right now. AFC, they are currently number 6. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a tough one. But let's get to the power rankings there, boy, and
All
see
right.
who rose, who's falling. Um, I already know that one in particular you're gonna have your eyes on because you always do. But let's start at number 1,
We got the Arizona Cardinals.
which they well deserved, by the way.
They did.
Winning the game without 2 of their top players. I mean, I
Which
would
is
have hoped.
apropos because of they lost to a team that didn't.
Yes, yes, that's true
I
too.
feel like this is the season of apropos.
No, without question. But shout out to what we talked about yesterday, James Conner, the former Steeler, getting the hat trick. Rising to number 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, I mean,
Went from 5-2 during the bye week.
I don't know if it's because, again, I was like, I don't know how these things work, but let's look at the people who fell. Right?
Yes.
Obviously, the Tennessee Titans moved up 3 slots.
No, they went up 6
Actually, no, they
slots.
moved up 6 slots, which I mean, that's how strong Derrick Henry is. So I guess this power ranking crew is like the fact that they won period without Derrick Henry is enough to
And they
move them
won.
up
They
6
won
slots
pretty convincingly against
against
a
the Rams team.
really
Yeah.
quality Rams team, like
Let's
the
see who
Rams
else.
team whose offense absolutely got stifled.
Let's see who dropped. Right there he is, the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, I didn't think they should have dropped 3 slots.
I could agree with that. I would say
Maybe
2.
not. Yeah, maybe 2 slots. I didn't think the Titans needed to come up that far. Even though
I
they
think
beat us.
I think the Titans going up 6 slots was an overreaction because of the Derrick Henry
Yeah,
situation.
and them beating the. I mean, I think a combination of them losing Derrick Henry and beating the Rams, though.
Yep.
Who were?
And don't forget Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson. But like I said, none of the running backs really did anything, and that was the thing that. Yeah, that's the thing that kind of stunk there. But number 5, the Cowboys, who actually lost this time. So remember, they had moved up the bye week, and then they kind of stuck around, but then they lose to the Broncos.
I love the
And
first line of
somehow,
this though. This game will humble you.
it will, yeah.
Unless you're a
Humble,
Cowboys fan, it did not
right?
humble
I was
them.
gonna say this game will humble you fans. They forgot a word. Will humble you fans.
Yeah,
I didn't think 3 slots was enough for it to lose to the Broncos.
I agree.
Yeah, if you're gonna move the
I
Titans up
actually
6
agree.
slots, you got to move the Cowboys down 6 slots.
6, I would probably say 5 or 4. 5 or 4.
Okay,
5 or 4.
that's fine.
6 is too much.
Well, the Ravens only went up 1 slot. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time I would have said the Ravens should be higher, finally. But they did have to make a comeback win again.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like after a while, you can't keep rewarding them with comeback wins all the time.
True. And then the Rams only fall 1 slot after taking the loss to the Titans without, the best running back in football right now. So I'm not sure.
I don't know.
The Bills at number 8 deserve, even though they only lost 9-6. I mean, they lost to the Jaguars.
But they deserve to fall down that far. Like the Jaguars, who was bottom of the league in defense, kept them to only 6 points. Like top 3 in offense to only 6 points. Like, yeah, they deserve to fall down 4 slots.
Yeah, and like you said, 2-0 since Lapgate.
Yep.
Um, and I mean, this is, I think, what people expected from Urban Meyer. Maybe the Jaguars are finally getting it, but I don't want to give
Again,
them too much
the
credit just
season
yet.
is long. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
True, true. Number 9 here, we got the Los Angeles Chargers, who get the win over the Eagles, 27-24. Moving up 3 slots. I got to see who went down, of course, again.
We'll see. We'll see.
But number 10, again, post Odell Beckham. I've been saying this since last year. The Browns play better without Odell Beckham Jr., who went unclaimed yesterday, by the way.
No, he has until 4 p.m. today.
I thought it was yesterday.
No, he was officially on claims yesterday. Now it's 24 hours from 4 p.m. yesterday Eastern Standard Time, so that's up to 4 p.m. today.
Well, we'll see. I know that Pete Carroll is saying, "Come on down." We had a couple coaches, Dan Campbell and Sean Payton, said they won't put claims in, but Pete Carroll says, "Come on down. We can make a run." But does Odell Beckham want to make a run, or does he want to go to a team that is already in the hunt? You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, anything could happen.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you want to go to a team you know who has a good quarterback at least.
Exactly.
But with everything going on with so many quarterbacks around the league, you just don't even know. Cardinals, obviously, Kyler Murray's banged up, even though they're playing great. Aaron Rodgers has quote unquote COVID, which we didn't really get a chance to really talk about
Well,
that
we'll
interview.
probably talk about that. We'll talk about. I figured I wanted to wait for you to come back,
That's perfect.
and I wanted to also get past like the weekend stuff and Monday Night Football and the power before we actually start diving deep into this.
Yeah, so possibly tomorrow we could definitely jump into that with the QB index and go from there. But just to go quickly here, number 11, the New England Patriots, who beat up the Panthers in Charlotte. Yeah.
Seeing ghosts.
Sam Donald just cannot overcome the ghost of Bill Belichick.
Nope.
Kansas City Chiefs move up 1 slot to 12.
They keep trying to keep them in that little area, aren't they?
Yeah. The New England Saints, after beating the Bucks last week, lose to the Falcons, drop 5 slots. I don't know. That's rough.
It's like I said on Monday, the Falcons 3-1 in the division. Like,
check
that's
this
insane.
here. 2 teams that were number 10 and 11, the Raiders dropped 5 slots, and the Bengals dropped 5 slots. That's rough.
I don't know if the Bengals deserve to drop that far down, though.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think they.
The
The Browns are
Raiders
pretty good
absolutely
team.
deserve to drop that many slots because it was against the Giants. But again, the Giants is also probably figuring stuff out.
True. And now they're saying that the 2020 draft class for the Raiders could be the worst draft class for them ever, as they've cut 2 of their top picks.
Yep.
Due to off the field incidents. But
I mean, one's an incident, the other one's a tragedy. I don't think we can soften that up by calling.
Can we say that they're both dumb?
Of course, they're dumb.
Yeah, they're both pretty stupid. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why? I think it goes back to Gotti. We'll just say 111.
I have a lot of these isms, don't I?
People do anything for the clout.
Yes.
Gotti 111. People do anything for the clout. Showing your gun off to try to intimidate. What do they call it? Brand shining or something? Brandishing? Or I'm just like, bro, like he showed
That's
it.
what it's called.
Yeah, he showed the gun. Like, why do you even have one? Like,
that's why you're supposed to hire bodyguards.
Yeah, if you feel like that, like, no.
It's not the 1980s anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
You can't
do it.
do that.
Just can't do it. So it's weird because it's like the league has finally softened its stance on marijuana, and now we're getting guns. That's insane.
And the worst part is like they're stupid kids. They're
Yeah,
stupid
yeah.
kids.
Sometimes they have to clock it though, man. Sometimes they have to just clock it. I don't know what it is. Like take take take. Don't they have those rookie and symposiums and those like those
Yeah.
advisors?
So you know how we always talk about in college where you're supposed to listen in to the lectures, but not pretty much the majority of people don't really listen to the lectures. Like they kind of just phase out or do whatever that they're trying to do. That's kind of what happened here. Like there's no test at the end of these symposiums, Doc.
I just feel like
You know I'm right.
no, I get what you're saying. I feel like they might be putting too much emphasis on
The
money
money.
management.
I mean, which is
Um,
huge. It's
it
a
is.
huge piece of where a lot of these players go wrong.
Yeah.
Because they get their first $1 million and they put it on everything.
Well, I watched the How Did I Spend My First Million show,
Exactly.
the GQ, and some of them are pretty good. Like I'll say Austin Eckler's was pretty good. Some of them are pretty rough though, what they spend their first $1 million on. And I mean, I don't judge them because I never know. Like I get $1 million. Like
Oh no,
I always say,
I already have that stuff written out as far as how I would spend my first $1 million. And I'm sticking
I
to that
always
plan.
say I'm gonna buy an endless supply of sweatpants, but I don't know.
Oh, I just have something I needed to add to my first $1 million purchases now. I'm so sorry,
See
Doc.
sweatpants,
Nope,
Henleys.
nope, nope, nope.
What is it? I know it.
505-gallon bottles of water for
Oh
Doc.
my god. He'll definitely never ever go thirsty. They probably don't even have
Hey
that many
Ricky,
bottles.
bring the
Look,
truck.
they'll probably start filling things up with tap water. It won't even be spring water anymore. But Johnny,
Doc is like, put it in my face.
yeah, I'll have to buy a bigger tent. But Johnny, I know the people heard this podcast on their favorite podcast platform, but if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com to review this episode as all the previous. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we see if Odell Beckham gets claimed.
He will.
But a lot of people are saying that he's not going to get
Well,
claimed.
he's not going to get claimed. He's going to sign, which tends to happen a lot.
Which makes sense. But if you want to make sure that you get him, we'll make sure. But we'll also go over the QB index, which might be an indicator on where he does sign. But we'll definitely come back here tomorrow for the news, the analysis, and the reads.
Stupid kids. You stupid idiots.